Welcome everybody to the all new On My Hoops podcast. I'm John J, and with me as always is D Snow from the Go.
Y'all know what it is. It's good to see y'all again. It's time for a new season, man. I'm excited. I hope y'all are, man. We got a lot of intriguing things going on out here, man. I'm excited. Welcome back, brother.
Yes, sir. So with the start of the 2022-23 NBA season approaching, we're going to preview all the biggest and most interesting stories around the association.
Let's get it.
So sit back, feel free to comment as well as like, share, and subscribe to On My Hoops podcast to join in on this conversation. So D, man, after this offseason, we got a few new duos out there this year, man. From the likes of Trae and Dejounte Murray to Darius Garland sharing a backcourt with Donovan Mitchell, Spider, and even the Towerful duo of KAT and Gobert. So, man, D, what's your favorite combo? What's your favorite new duo this year?
I mean, to me, you got to put out there, too, you know, AD and LeBron, because they ain't played together last year. No, I'm just playing.
It's almost, that's still a new duo.
Hey, they look good together the other night, though, because I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know, it was nice to see them play together. But let's stick to the new ones, though, because that's something that we better see this season. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited myself to see what's gonna happen in Cleveland. I can't lie. We've seen everything that's happened in Cleveland from when they were nothing to LeBron came, to they were nothing again, and LeBron came and got him a ring, then they were nothing again. So they built it from the dirt this time. And I mean, to bring in Spider Mitchell, I mean, that was a big move. I thought he was going to the Knicks. I was like Stephen A. There was no way this was their chance to swing big. Yeah, he's a small guard, but he doesn't play small. People, Darius Garland is probably 6'1". Mitchell's probably 6'2", 6'3". So they got a small backcourt, but I'm telling you, I expect probably combined points 40 to 45 points, assists somewhere probably around 10 to 15. I think those boys are gonna put up some really big numbers. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do in the East. You know, I think they're gonna be a top 5 team. You know, I think top 3 is gonna be tough because it's gonna be tough to dethrone Philly. It's gonna be tough to dethrone Boston. It's gonna be tough to dethrone who am I missing out of top? Because the Bulls, we're going through some things. We'll get to them another time, another conversation. Yeah, but Bucks. Yeah, Bucks. Now, let me go 4. Bucks, Nets, Philly, Boston. Those 4, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, Miami was a 1 seed.
Yeah, because see, with me, I believe that it takes time to gel. You know, when it comes to being a top tier team. You know, and I think that teams are going to be playing their butts off this season. I think this is one of those seasons to be excited about. Seriously. What do you think? What's your favorite backcourt?
And I think that has the Cleveland backcourt with Darius and Spider is probably my favorite, but I want to make sure ample credit is given to Dejounte and Trae. That's going to be a fun one to watch too. If John Collins could knock down that shot, he's going to have all kinds of open looks. Because they both move that ball. But
that Dejounte Murray video that was going around during the summer of him, playing with Paulo, that was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. And if you weren't a Dejounte Murray fan or you didn't know who he was, that gave him a chance to get a light. This the same thing I think happens with in Milwaukee with Giannis. Giannis doesn't get a lot of looks because he's there. As soon as Javante goes to the Hawks, now all of a sudden we're talking about him in summer league. His whole game, now you know who he is, you know.
Yeah.
But basically, I'm so excited to see exactly like you said, not only what those boys could do, but like they made it to the conference finals a couple of years ago. Yeah. That was a surprise team. Nobody saw. They had a lot of injuries this year. It's tough when you deal with the injuries, but the East is back. The East is stacked. The East back. We can talk about the East and treat them like the ugly stepsister. It's not like that.
Not no more. The East is top.
Like
the East got a lot of depth.
East got a lot of game. We got I'm excited to see what this season is bringing. I mean, and look, and we lushing all over them, but we got to get some love to Minnesota. Minnesota pulled a big move.
Yeah, they got them twin towers now. That
I really believe that he is what KAT don't have.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about that the other day. That will allow KAT to step outside like he like to. You got that defensive presence holding down the inside.
He has what KAT doesn't have. I mean, if KAT, and the thing about it is now, KAT has to get him 30-plus points and 10-plus rebounds a game. If he doesn't, it's a wash.
He don't have to get the rebounds as much. He might his rebounds may dip. I can see that because Gobert grabbed a lot. He is space.
Points should go up. Points should go up.
Or at least come easier because you got Ant too. Ant gonna take shots. So at least more efficient. Come easier.
I really believe that that's the sleeper team out west.
Yeah,
I think they're the
like
sleeper team because Minnesota, you know, like last year you liked them and they went to the playoffs. You know what I mean? Hey, that was big for them. You know, and then to turn around and do this, to add in a piece, it's one thing to add in a player. They added in a piece. They added in a very good piece to me.
Big time.
So
piece.
I think that combination of those two together, the twin towers, 7-footers, blocking shots, rebound, I think it's gonna be some games where it's gonna be really tough to go down low. If you're 3 shots off, it's gonna be up. They're gonna win a lot of games off defense and rebounding and just being bigger than people now.
Yeah, and it's gonna be fun to watch, and we're definitely gonna get into our team positioning a little bit later. But man, next up, man, welcome back. I should play the song, but I don't want no infringement. But welcome back, Zion, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Gordan Heyward, Ben Simmons, James Wiseman.
Yeah,
man, it's the redo season.
Hey, I call them. You know how they used to got the old school and the new school. Them the new school boys, man. That's the new school right there. That bunch of players you just named are gonna be those superstars over the next 5 years, or those guys that's all-stars. You know what I mean? Because
each one of those teams is like adding another star.
Oh man, like I've been a Zion fan since high school. I follow high school hoops, man. I love high school hoops because the kids is just different then. And
speaking of Zion,
yeah.
Speaking of Zion, I'm glad you got him going first. You mentioned him first. What do you think about the new look, Zion? He looked ripped and ready.
Come on, man. Zion looking like a superhero now. He jumped out the phone with his cape on.
He Thanos for real now. He didn't went and put on the glove. And
the thing I like about Zion too, he used to be kind of not of a talker. He's starting to actually have something to say. He's starting to actually give you a little bit of his personality. And I love what he said during the preseason. He's like, y'all didn't even show everybody everything. I only gave y'all a little bit. And I already know that. I mean, if you remember, before he went down and got hurt, he was playing point guard for them.
Yeah, he was.
See, I watch a lot of basketball, man. Yeah, especially if you're a player I like, I'm going to watch y'all play. I don't care if y'all are horrible, I'm going to watch. And, man, he was running point. Imagine that. You got a guy shooting 65% with spring hops, bringing the ball in. His handle is clean, bro. I mean, I've been watching Zion putting this right now. That's why I put them first. I'm calling it out. Zion will be the comeback player of the year. Marcus stamped it. It's approved. And that's barring injury, of course, because we all know how injuries go.
Yeah.
But as long as he stays healthy, Zion is going to put up some astronomical numbers that's going to just be clean because his shoot percentage is awesome. He's a great passer. He's not. I mean, the one thing I will say is he does take a little bit from LeBron. He's not selfish. He's not like that. The kid just loves to have fun and play basketball, you know.
But don't forget about the effect McCollum gonna have on him too.
I think that's big, keeping him as a shooter. You know, because they when JJ Redick left, that hurt them. That was a really nice shooter they had that they could just sit in the corner somewhere. Because I think this is a great season. That Brandon Ingram's gonna come out. I think Brandon Ingram's kind of around his ceiling at this point. We know who he is, what he's gonna be. I don't think he could get better, but you got to get in that gym too. Every time I see him, I think it's
hard for him to keep improving because he can't stay healthy. That's his biggest knock is the health. But he is a beast. He's an all-star. He's an all-star. We saw him put up 25 a game.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of what Zach went through his first few years. Until you get with the right people, get with the right person, the right trainer, then all of a sudden things start to change for you in a different direction. Hopefully the same thing goes for Lonzo later with the injuries he's dealing with.
What kind of impact?
I touch over Zion. We could do that all day. I think the next person we got to jump into is Ben Simmons. I want to hear what you got to say about being first. I want you to kick it off because I want to see what you got to say because I've been watching him from afar, including all preseason. And I know it's only preseason, but body language, man. So what you got to say about Ben?
First off, I always thought that being to Brooklyn is a good look because he doesn't have to shoot the ball. You know, he got guys that will willingly take that shot. But their needs are what he does best. He can move that ball and allow Kyrie to play off the ball, which we all know is what he wants to do in the first place. And he brings that defensive presence, big body. They got him playing point. It's the perfect combination. He doesn't have to score. So I mean that's out the window. So I think it's gonna be a good fit. Do I think he'll be an all-star again? That's tough. Probably, definitely not this year, I don't think. But his impact on that squad, he'll take some pressure off both those guys. So I'm here for it. What you think?
I mean, the funny thing about Ben to me is he's one of the best athletes I've ever seen in my life. I mean, the kid is just gifted. He just has that. I mean, he threw this one no-look behind the back pass to this kid on a fast break during preseason. That was so clean, bro. Like, I didn't know what to say. It was just nasty. You know, I saw him get a nice clean block, a couple of nice steals. I saw him doing the thing that I know he could do. But the other thing I also saw is, I don't care what nobody says, Ben has not been working on his shot at all.
At all.
That man's shot looks exactly the same. I'm talking about.
He might shoot less.
I'm talking about the mechanics to the release to this. The one thing I can't get over as a basketball lover, a player, a dude that's been a part of the game for over 20 years, how can you not get in the gym and work on your shot? Like, that was just, just a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just don't understand that. But I think at this point that people told him, like, look, you ain't got to shoot, which he does. I mean, as long as he stays with them, he doesn't ever have to shoot. I just look at him like, you know, I hate seeing guys like him. This is what Kobe used to talk about. You know, the guys that has the talents to be great, but they don't want to work hard, you know?
Went back
because I could just live off the gift.
Seemed like he spent more time putting that story together.
Oh, man, that boy could talk a good game. Yeah. He could dress real nice, too.
But I think the fit is perfect. I think the fit there is perfect.
They ever did was bring that kid in. Trade it, because hey, I don't know if Harden is in the conversation we're going to have today, but Harden's on the decline, man, and we don't see that a lot. Harden is on the decline, man, you know?
Yeah, but they got some nice stuff around them that it'll pick up, but I don't want to get off topic right now. How about MPJ and Jamal Murray? It's been a long time since we've seen Jamal Murray. Do you think he will have the same impact, or will it be a slow climb back to where he was? Because that's a team that people were ready to put as a heavy favorite for a title.
Well, I look at it like this. I mean, he is a guard. When it comes to guards, it's hard to really get the guards back to where they need to be. It's going to take some time to get his legs under him, get that shot under him. He has a bounce to his game, unlike some other guys. That's what gives. Like, some guys just have this bounce to this game that they don't have to have the best handles or the best. It's just they shifty, and he's a shifty guard. And I think it's going to take some time to get his legs under him, you know, find himself again and get back where he belongs. After that, I think he'll be fine. But I think it's going to take some time, though. He didn't look that bad in the preseason from what I've seen. They do have some players in front of him that can, you know, keep things going until he's ready.
And bringing them back slow.
Yeah, I think it's going to take some time. You know, I think they're going to take their time because if they do it right, you know, they got a chance to be there because the West is stacked, man. So there's no reason to rush them back just to, you know, go home in the first round.
The good thing about his situation, though, his game ain't predicated on speed and athleticism. And then he also has the best passing big man around. So he can work back slow and just shoot himself back right.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm hoping MPJ stays healthy. That shot was looking wet in the preseason. I like him playing the 3 next to Gordan. That's fire. I think that's a good idea. I like it. I think Denver is gonna be a team to be looked at this year. As long as they can stay healthy, they're gonna be a problem. I'm talking about a top 3 to 5 problem.
I believe that too.
Yeah, yeah. How about and last but not least, and I'm sure there's some more guys that we probably missing. So let us know in the comments. Let us know who you like to see this coming back. But James Wiseman being added to the champs.
Yeah.
That's major. He's looking good and aggressive this preseason.
Hey, the kid has a really good game. He fits right into what they need too. So that's the cool thing about what's going on with that. Like they don't have a big guy like him. So bringing him along slowly like they did, it was sweet. He's that.
They had that luxury.
People forgot about, because at the end of the day, he's going to come in. He's going to put in. Man, I'm excited to see what Wiseman can do on that team. Seriously.
Yeah. He fits in perfect, and they had the luxury of waiting. They were so deep, and we'll definitely get into them later. And shouts out, congratulations to Jordan Poole, who I just saw got 140 million. He just signed. Would you take a Superman punch for that?
Hey, let me tell you something. That right there is a learning lesson for every young man out there too, because at the end of the day, he could have wilded out. He could have went and got a strap. He could have went to the Twitter. He could have did a whole lot of stuff that he could have did, but he didn't. He kept his mouth closed. He fell back. He handled it like a grown man, took his check. And you can laugh, make memes about that man all you want to. That man is wiping his face with $1 million. With millions of dollars. So I feel like the way he handled it is how you should handle it as a grown man. Don't act out. Don't show the world. That's all the world wants is for us to get him something to talk about, something to tweet about, something to shade root about, That's all the world wants, and I salute that man for the way he handled that. Because at the end of the day, guess who's looking bad in all of this? Draymond.
And we definitely gonna get into that specifically in a little bit.
Yeah.
But while we talking about tumultuous off seasons, Phoenix Suns and the Boston Celtics, as an organization, have had some negative light shined on them this year. Those are both heavy title contenders. How do you think this affects their championship chances?
Boston will still be in the playoffs. They won't be back in the finals. I think it matters. Something was cooking over there with Coach Udoka. Something was really cooking, and I think that's a big loss for them to lose him, especially taking them somewhere they had never been. He was really coaching those guys up. We saw it. I mean, he was getting more talent out of that talent than it was. They were overachieving, if you ask me. I mean, yeah, they got a couple of great players, but the finals, I mean, they swept KD. I mean, let's get them their props for last season, So I think that's gonna affect them. When it comes to Phoenix, I'm not a big Phoenix fan. I think the Aiden thing is hanging over them. I think that's an issue that people are not talking about enough. I think he does not feel loved over there. I think he felt like y'all paid me because they was gonna pay me. That's the only reason why you did, and nobody wants to feel like that, even if it's millions of dollars.
And he could have gotten more.
Feel like and love
he should have gotten more.
Yeah, and I really think that's gonna affect them. And I think Chris Paul's getting older. Devin Booker's dealing with hamstring issues. So I think they have a lot going on besides the stuff that's going outside.
And Crowder on the trade block.
And I also noticed that why does it seem like something like this only happens on the teams Chris Paul on? That's weird.
That is weird, but kind of true. It's a lot that's happened in his career.
Every time, and it's just.
And I say, especially for the Boston Celtics, they had a strong offseason, predicated like it's built around another strong title run.
They brought in a couple of good players. They signed Blake Griffin.
Yeah, I really love what they did. And I think that will hurt them. I think they're still a contender more so than Phoenix. I do think Phoenix steps back.
Yeah.
Will Boston make it to another finals? Probably not. But Udoka isn't my reason for that. But I do think that loss is major for them.
Yeah,
most definitely.
I think with the addition of Ben Simmons plus the other pieces that the Nets have added, I don't think they would beat them again like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Ben brings a different thing to the table. He takes a lot of pressure off of KD and off of Kyrie to not have to play defense. He's to be that big at that position. He's gonna, man. I'm excited. I want to see where they play him. Are they gonna play him at power forward, at guard? I want to see what they're gonna do. I want to see what they're gonna do.
In the preseason, he played the one. He was the point, and Kyrie was the two.
Man, that kid right there. Watch out for him to have a great season this year.
Yeah. The only unfortunate thing is you have two of the worst free throw shooters ever in the starting lineup on that team, with Claxton and Simmons.
But then you got two of the best too. So
yeah.
You know, so it outweighs itself. Plus, we know they'll, substitutions when it's time, they're gonna figure it out. But yeah, man, the East. You see, we're not even talking about the West enough. We're not giving the West. Hey, the East.
Well, we're about to. We're about to.
Hey,
because
the East is that shiny new girl at prom that during the school year she didn't look cute. She always had on glasses. All of a sudden she came to prom. You're like, dang, that's Renata.
Well, we definitely gonna. We finna go out west right now. I seen AD playing a little bit of 5, a little more 5. Seen LBJ playing some 4, and Russ coming off the bench. Is Ham going ham? What do you make of the Lakers?
I like what I see so far. Yes, they've been getting the Jesus blew out of them in the playoffs. And that's another thing we got to talk about one day. Yeah, I know it's the preseason.
They play more. Did you notice they play more games than anybody in the preseason?
Yeah, that's because people want to see them. It's an attraction. You know what I mean? Wherever they show up at, they're gonna sit. It's kind of like what Jordan used to do. Wherever the Lakers show up at, if they haven't sold out all season, they're gonna sell out that game. It's just what it is. So if they go play in Canada, if they go play wherever, Mexico, Vegas, it's gonna sell out. Everybody's coming out to see them. It's an attraction. I salute the Buses for what they created over there, man. I really got because they wasn't that. They made the NBA what it is today, and it's an attraction, man. It's like going to see Ringleman, Bottom, and Beatty or something,
So how do you think Russ deals with that coming off the bench? How does he take to that?
To me, I feel like it's about time for Russell Westbrook to eat some crow for once. Because to be a top 75 player, to be one of the best point guards to ever touch the ball, to be who he is as a player, like, it doesn't compute on the court. I used to get mad when people used to say that Russell Westbrook's triple-doubles were, stats that were meaningless. And I used to hate that because I was a Russell Westbrook fan. I love his game. I love his fire. But it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I don't care if you average a triple-double for 15 straight seasons. If you don't win no championship, what does that mean? Nothing.
Great individual player, made a lot of money, and that's it.
That's it. And I used to get mad, but I have to really realize that they were being honest. They meaningless. Yeah, you got a triple-double. What are you doing? You got your chest out for what? Just to say that, you got the MVP. You got MVP on a horrible team, So, let me see what you can do. You playing with some of the best basketball players in the world, and you telling me that we can't get to the playoffs, we can't get a deep run. You don't want to come to a huddle because now I'm going to say this too, because I can talk all the stuff I want to. I know him and Pat Bev they don't like each other, bro. I think that was one of the worst things they did, keeping him along and bringing along Pat Bev. They don't like each other for real.
Yeah, what did you think about that? About the shade when Pat Bev tried to call in the huddle and Westbrook just ignored him?
I think it's bogus of arrest. No matter what people are saying, West don't owe Pat this. Pat is trying to bring the team together to get them something they didn't have last year, and that's what he's
even LeBron came
together.
In.
He's trying to get them that energy that he brought. We saw what he did for Minnesota and how far it took them. That would help. The Lakers have a good team. If you can get the heads out the butts and get people to play, they'll be okay. But that's the problem, And then Russ, he's too busy worried about what dress he's gonna wear this week. Come on, man. Get out here and play basketball, be a teammate, show people that you're a hooper. The hooper that we all fell in love with, because now we're starting out to like it. Because now you're starting to show us this diva that everybody talks about.
Yeah, because I hated all the slander too, but yeah.
And I say this too, it reminds me of when the Bulls tried to bring Starks to the Bulls. I'll never forget it. I'm an old school Bulls fan. It's going to be people out there that's going to be like, he lying. That's not true. Look it up. Yeah. The Bulls had, as a matter of fact, John, Jay, correct me if I'm right. I think the trade had already went through.
Yeah. Once it happened, he played. He played. He played and got booed on the court.
About a home team. Man, Because it was a bad move. Like some moves, no matter what, it's just a bad look. And that's I'll never forget that. That was the dumbest thing the Bulls had ever done, and they had to fix it. Yeah. You know? I thought they thought because it went well with Rodman, but that's not the same. People didn't like Rodman, but we hated John Starks. It was weird. To this day, I don't even know why we hated that man.
Yeah.
But I really think that's what I compare that to, because they don't like each other. Plus, Russ had a bad season. There was a bad off season. When the guys ran into each other in Vegas, they didn't talk like, it's a bad look. And I mean, that's the thing. We all know hoopers, man, they got to get along, man. This ain't football. Yeah, the Kobe and Shaq thing worked a long time ago, but that was 20 years ago. This is a different world we live in now. Social media and all of the drama that comes with everything that goes with the world, bro. Like, I mean, that's why I saluted Jordan Poole, because he got to live with that forever. And that man, you see him, you think ain't nothing ever happened. And man, I love that about that, bro, because I couldn't be him. Everybody couldn't do what he's doing, you know. But Russ is the other side. There it is, you know. You know, and ain't nobody even touch Russ. You act like somebody pushed you.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
And so hopefully it works out, and I'm hopeful for Dr. Ham.
Hey, I want to find out if there's a pool out there, because AD said he's gonna play 82 games this year.
Oh, I'm sure Vegas is on it.
Oh man, I want in on that number. We got to get in on that. If anybody finds out the number, put it in the comments. If y'all can find out what the number is, if Vegas is betting, because I got to see that. And I'll say this: he is looking good. His jump shot's looking smooth. He's playing well. The other thing, he's still spraining his ankle. I don't know, man.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, AD, if you watch the show, if somebody watched the show, no AD, high tops, AD. High tops, man. Let the low tops go, AD. Please, for the culture, bro. You're a great player. We need you in the high tops, bro. We need you for 70 games. Lakers get you for 70 games, they're going to be in top 4. Because you're a great player. In high tops. Sorry about the rant, bro.
No, I mean, hey, we here for it. Yeah. So moving on. We got a decent little rookie class this year. Who's your favorite? Who you watching?
Being honest, I really don't know a lot of the guys like that, but I'm a story guy. I go off of the story, your upbringing, what I had, I went, and Lil Jalen in Detroit got my heart right now.
All right, I like that. I gotta
get it.
Hardy.
Ivy. Number 23 on.
Yeah,
they cooking something up in Detroit, man.
Now I seen a little bit of quite a few of these guys, and it's a few rookies that I'm paying attention to. First and foremost, I am very hurt to not be able to see Chet play with OKC. I was looking forward to that team up with him and Josh Giddey. I heard some people in the offseason comparing that to.
But I'm not gonna lie.
I heard a lot of comparisons to a modern day Magic and Kareem with those two. Wow. I was looking to see that. They do got a couple other young rookies. They got 2 guys named Jalen Williams. One played with Santa Clara that I'm really looking forward to seeing. About 6'6", something like that, with point guard skills, strong skills, nice jumper too. Paolo out in Orlando, the number 1 pick. He's got some. He got a C-Web type of game. I like
okay,
him.
So that's what I was going to ask you. What kind of? Because I really don't. I mean, I watched him a little bit. I can't I don't just throw out what I throw out. If I say something about a guy, I really believe that. I mean, I kind of saw a little mellow in him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was feeling so far. But I haven't seen enough. You know?
Yeah, and I'm not saying that he's gonna be C-Web, but I'm saying a C-Web type of game. He can face up, he can back you down. He got good size at about 250. He got a nice jumper. He got a nice package. He was deservingly the number 1 pick.
Okay.
So I like him with those young guards down there. Orlando is putting something together.
Yeah.
I also love what Houston got going on.
Oh,
They got two rookies, and everybody knows the third pick, the kid, the shooter, and I'm blanking on his name right now. But he can shoot. He's a little bit frail, but he's a
Where'd you come
shooter.
from?
Auburn.
Yeah, see, that's a shame.
But they also, the guy that I'm really watching for them out of LSU is Tari Eason. He is the sleeper that ain't nobody really talking about. He went 16, 17, something like that. But he's got a nice aggressive game. He will dunk on you. He will block shots. He got a nice handle. He's a defender. He's solid.
And of course, we're talking about those teams nobody really gonna pay attention to. But these kids, they got a chance to really put up some numbers. Ain't nobody in their way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Orlando's to Houston. This is their chance to go out there and make yourself. Nothing's in your way. There's no other stars that are saying, "Hey, it's my team." You know.
Yeah, that's how it goes. And shout out to our Bulls. The Dalen Terry, I think, is gonna have an Ayo Dosunmu type of rookie season ish.
I like the bounce in this game, bro. I really like the bounce.
I like the energy. I like the energy he brings.
But yeah,
I think that would be contagious.
What Jalen brings to Detroit, that same type of fire, you know.
And the Detroit combo. I think Detroit, and I know this is the NBA show, but Detroit in both the NBA and NFL they smashed the draft this year.
Yeah.
Jaden Hardy, or I keep wanting to say Jaden Hardy. Shout out to him out in Dallas. I'm gonna get to him too because he's on my list. But Jaden Ivey, and then Jalen Duren, the big man, who the Dwight Howard type of game. They're gonna bring him in slowly, but Ivy is gonna be the man right out the gate. Him and Cade, that's another new duo. This should be fun to watch.
Cade put on 20 pounds of muscle over the summer. He's looking good.
Yeah, and the other guy I keep slipping up and mention, Jaden Hardy, second round pick for the Dallas Mavericks, played in the G League under a stacked all-star team in the G League last year. I think he's a sleeper. And right now he looks like he's gonna come off the bench for Dallas. But he's a nice scorer. I know it's not in the notes, but Dallas picking up Christian Wood was a big move. Yeah, I love it. That was strong. That's a big move that's not talked about enough. That's under the radar. Man, he is gonna open up so much space for Luka. Yeah. So much space. Yeah, without a doubt. And so it's gonna be a good rookie class. And Jabari Smith Jr. That's the draft pick for the Houston Rockets that I was blanking on his name. 6'11", a good 220. He's frail, but he's a shooter. He's gonna go outside. So it's gonna be an interesting rookie class, man. There's some good young pieces out there. And now while we're on the talk of the young folks, I think we finna see some major tanking going on this year. No doubt about it. The race for, and let me see if I can one-shot this, Victor Wembanyama. There it is. You said it perfect. Scoot Henderson. Man. Who you hearing that name? Yeah. Victor Wembanyama. say that 3 times real fast. Victor, who's your mama? Okay. Who's your mama? Hey. So who do you see in the sweepstakes to land a potential franchise changer like these two guys? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the Knicks gonna have a horrible season and throw their hat in the ring. Hey, tell you something. Either one of those guys to the Knicks can be something. And I think Scoot is a great player, but Scoot, it's a lot of guys like Scoot out there. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm a hooper. I love Scoot's game. Scoot is raw, but I could put Scoot in the same level with a whole bunch of guys, man. Yeah, but I like his aggressiveness, though. I thought that same thing about Ant. All right, bro. That drive. This is one of those drives where you could lose your job. If you have a chance to take
and you don't take him.
Oh yeah,
no, that's 100. I think 100 out of 100 times Wembanyama going number one.
Yeah,
he going number one. But
Scoot is the run-up prize, and I think he's gonna be
a lot of basketball, bro. And I gotta find. I can't find that list because I did a list of like, bro, this man is like a mix of Ralph Sampson with a mix of Kareem, with a mix of KD, with a mix of Giannis. Like the names I'm calling out, this is ridiculous. Like what?
Yeah, like he got all of that.
You know, and the thing is, of course, yeah, we're talking about a kid that's playing against a bunch of other kids. He hasn't had a chance to get out there. You know, it's gonna take him some time to get his game. But bro, I'm sorry. From what I'm seeing, that's bro. I haven't seen a guy that young, that big, with a game that fluid in my life, in lifetime. I've never seen nobody. The only person I can ever say that I've seen that's doing some of the stuff he did, man, people don't, man, Manu Bol used to do that kind of stuff. Manu Bol used to shoot threes, he had a little handle, didn't do it a lot, not as much as Vic does. But it was shocking to me to see a guy that big that could shoot, you know. But
have you seen the picture? Have you seen the picture of him standing next to Rudy Gobert?
Oh, yeah, Rudy like a
towering over him. Towering over him.
They're lying saying this kid is 7'2". That's a lie. He's 7'4" at least.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a cheat code on his way to the league. He will be here next year. Victor Wembanyama is a name that you will tire of hearing. Believe me.
And it's funny because a few years back, if you're a 2K fan, you know, these kids have figured out a way to start cheating, and they were making these creative players. And these guys looked like Victor.
Yes, he's a creative player. Crazy. You're right.
They were creative. This is a true definition of a creative player. Yeah. This man's as tall as you can be, doing everything that you would see a point guard do, but also doing everything that your center do. And it's fluid. It doesn't look janky. It don't look OD. It's all controlled. That fadeaway out of bounds, on the backboard. Go try that right. You can try that 100 times. You're not getting that shot to go.
Yeah, it's another one of them generational talents on his way.
No doubt.
With the loss of Chet Holmgren for the year, what if OKC positioned themselves to have Chet and Victor together? You're talking about a Towerful combo. That's a problem.
It's a loss for the NBA. If you continue to let all of this talent go to OK, and I'm sorry, like, okay, yes, I think it's sad to see what happens to some of the bottom dwellers in the NBA. But if we want the league to thrive and strive, we need the top tower teams to be there. It matters when Chicago's in there. It matters when New York's in there. It matters when the Bostons, the Phillies. We need those top teams. We can't continue to let our talent go to these teams. I mean, look at Sacramento. And I pray they have a better season this year because they have a great team. But golly, it's so much talent out there.
That's another one. That's another one. I'm hoping to see big things from Keegan Murray, their draft pick. They got a good one over there.
Murray with Fox,
he kind of got a Danny Granger type of game to me. So I like him over there.
Like this Halliburton kid, why is he getting so much? He better be an all-star this season.
He won't be this season, but he is nice.
Okay,
he is nice. He got an all-around offensive game. You know, he can rebound, he can push the ball, he can shoot. He was a nice pick.
Okay, I can't wait to see him play because I haven't seen him play. You know, he's one of those guys.
He came from Sacramento. He got traded in that Sabonis trade.
He never played out there though, but that's what I mean. It's so much talent, bro. Come on.
Yeah, he got a good game though. Tyrese Halliburton.
I can't wait to see what happens in Detroit. You know, they ended up getting our guy too, who I wanted to go to the Bulls.
Bagley. Yep.
Man.
Who also he's starting the season off injured. I noticed. I think 3 to 6 weeks he out, MCL sprain or something like that. But and they traded for Bogdanovich from Utah, which kind of I questioned that because that's a contender type of a move. And I think that's an up-and-coming team, but I don't think they're there yet, a contender status, but that tells me where they see themselves.
And who's the other guy that went to Atlanta, the shooter?
Aside from Dejounte Murray?
White guy. Can't think of his name. Atlanta got one of those
You're not talking about the other Bogdanovich that went a couple years ago.
That's
over
there. Yeah, there you go. They got him.
Yeah, they got something over there. So we talked about it earlier, and you mentioned a lot of praise for Jordan Poole, but the Warriors. What do you think that little dust up does to their chemistry this season?
I think it's gonna hurt them, man. Let's be honest here, man. Without the tape, we don't have no drama. But because of the tape, it makes things different. It puts a light on everything, and we both know, like in this damn town we live in, you don't need all that drama during the season. I mean, we saw in the little game last night, they wouldn't half as much as they usually do. That cohesiveness isn't there. And all it takes is for the littlest thing that can make it even worse. I think they should have suspended him at least for a couple of games just to make the kid feel better. Because it kind of feel like bullying in a way. You just mad because he got to check before you did. You know, that's kind of how it looked.
From what I seen, and who knows if it's true, but the source that I read, it was a roast battle, and he got heated. He said something about when the ladies walk into the gym, are they happy to see triple singles? That did it.
Oh, you heard about that? I was wondering, was that real?
I don't know if it's real, but it's really believable.
Triple single. That's your nickname, the triple single.
It's really believable. I still think they're a heavy title favorite, and I personally think they will be right back there. I think they'll be able to at least focus on the season and get through. But I do think that hurts his chances of re-signing them. I mean, he got a player option coming up. We'll see if he activated it or not.
I think he will.
But I think that hurt his chances of another contract.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do whatever it takes to stay there. But I think that relationship is strained because
that $100 million he wants is done.
Yeah, that's over because you got it as a player. You're declining. You're not gonna get him more. If you went to another team, you're not gonna average more because you went somewhere else, but everybody else would.
You done pushed out KD and you done stole on Jordan Poole.
Now who want to go play out there?
My man D-Ray say, stole on.
Hey, he got Jordan paid. That's basically what he did.
He did.
Because Jordan played his cards right. He kept the Poole.
Y'all let me know in the comments. Would you take that 140 M's? Would you take that Superman punch for that 140 M's? I would.
I would too.
I might come back after you after the cameras is gone. Whenever we get out of practice, you probably gonna see me.
But that's the thing, though. I try to tell my kids. I try to tell people, guys, the young guys in my life. That's how you hurt somebody. You hurt them in their pocket. You know, why go fighting and shooting and doing all that? Go get your bag, man. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, that check he just got is bigger than any check Draymond ever get. Let's be honest with you. That one check is bigger than anything Draymond has ever seen. So guess what? Who flexing now? Who checks out now? I'll go get me some makeup, put on my eye for that black eye you gave me.
Put a dollar sign over that thing.
My mama, like, I mean, it was a bad look. And like I said, I think that kind of stuff happens all the time in practice. I think they need to find out whoever did it, and he needs to be not only fired, but he needs to be put out there.
They trying. Warriors said they trying to find and prosecute to the highest extent of the law. So they trying.
Like, doing that.
That's what made it worse though. The video getting out, without a doubt.
Because we could have heard about it. That's one thing, but
you could have cleaned that up without it.
Anything could have changed, but like, man, that's the same thing with Sterling and the guy with the Phoenix team. It's Sterling. We got the tape. You listening to him actually say what he was saying. This guy, it's only he say, she say. So it's a different look. Man, it's just how it go.
Yeah, for real.
So
man. So let's get into it. Western Conference, 1 through 10 playoffs to play in.
How you want to do it?
You pick. You. I'll follow your lead on how you go with yours.
All right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna go 10 on down. I'm gonna go 10 on down, all the way up to number 1. Got all for the business. All right, so my number 10 team for this season, who I think is going to be in the West, I think number 10 is going to be the Spurs. Spurs always find a way to get in there. I don't think they're going to be high as they usually are, but I don't think they're going to be out of there. And I think it's all about coaching. I am a big proponent of coaching, and I believe that coaching will continue to keep them somewhere in the mix, and they won't be dead like they could be. Number 9. I'm going to say number 9 team this season will be Sacramento Kings. I am going out on a limb. Guess why? They have so much talent. Man, I feel like if you take that team and you go put them in another city, it's like you're looking at a different team. There's so much talent out there. As long as Halliburton comes out and plays like they've been talking about he is, to go with everything else they got, I really believe they were on a cusp of being something last year. And that's why I'm giving them this shot. They were close. They were playing really well down the end of the season. It started getting worse. We all know it's a long season. 82 games is a long time. It's hard to make it all the way through. But I really feel like, man, if the Kings could turn things around, they could be in that play-in. They could be really, really close and in that area. Number 8, I'm going with the Phoenix Suns. Yes, I am calling a big drop off for the Phoenix Suns. Big drop off for the Phoenix Suns. But you got to remember how the West always is, that 4 through 8, they still will be 46 to 50 win teams. Let's be honest here. You got to remember how the West is. A number 17 can win 50 games in the West. That's how it is out there. Because it's always really close every season. Because I know people listen like, man, when they hit the numbers, they're like, no, if you watch the West, it's always that way. They always have a bunch of teams in that 47.
T-Wolves was the 7 last year.
Huh?
The T-Wolves was the 7 last year. And look what they did.
And how many wins they have last year?
They were close to 50, if not at 50. Yeah.
So and that's and like I said, this is me. I've been watching basketball a long time, so I kind of know how this goes. I watch trends. I watch players. I watch injuries. I watch how guys that are trying to get better. What are we bringing in? Pieces. I think Sacramento, they really are trying to change some things. They've been trying to change the culture for a while. I think they are bringing in some. They got a chance to do something. I told you, Phoenix at 8. We already talked about why. I can reason sitting there keep beating the dead horse. They got a lot going on out there. I think Aiden might be gone before that contract is over. I really think he's going to be traded. Number 7, go with your mighty T-Wolves. I think they're going to be right around that same spot again. For me, it's going to be a mix-up in that little 4 to 7 spot because the teams are going to be really close. Because I got 3 teams I think that are all really going to be having kind of – okay, and I'll put it out there. I really believe that the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, and the Portland Trail Blazers are going to all be around the same thing. I think Dame is coming back with something to prove. I don't know if you heard about that Anthony Hardaway kid, but he is nasty.
Anthony Simons, yeah.
Simons, yes, Hardaway. You see me? I'm an old school hooper, so I got
That's his name, though. That's what he named after.
Those young dudes was hooping last year without Dame. That's important, man.
They added Jeremy Grant.
They got that other Norman kid from Sacramento, from the Clippers. You know what I'm talking about?
No, he's not
I thought
there.
he played for them.
No, he's with the Clippers.
He's with the Clippers.
He went to the Clippers.
He used to be with them.
He went to the Clippers this offseason. Yeah.
Well, I ain't got to my top 4 yet. They up there, man. Clippers. Hey, let me get through these. So at 7, T-Wolves, 6, Portland, 5, the Nuggets. Top 4. My top 4, my bangers this year. My top 4. Number 4, the New Orleans Pelicans.
Okay.
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 And look, and hold on. As a matter of fact, I blew it. Because I had wrote those down and I messed up. So.
Well, if you want to redo it, I say do it. Well.
No, because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Portland out because it's going to be close, but I'm going to take Portland out because I got to squeeze. I got to put Memphis in that spot.
Because I think
my top 4.
Because I think I lied. I'm gonna probably do mine 1 to 10 because I didn't pre-write them down. I just got all of the teams in my head, so I gotta go 1.
Me too.
So if you want to do it like that, that's fine.
I got 4 slots left, and it's 6 teams. So I'm like, oh my god, wait a minute.
Yeah, if you want to do it like that, yeah, you can. I know it take away from the suspense building, but it is what it is.
Oh my god, because so I'm gonna take Portland out. And I'm gonna get that spot to Memphis. I think Memphis is the great team. I love Ja. I think they got a great thing. I don't think
Memphis
they did anything
at 6?
to get better.
That's
I'll give Memphis 6. I don't think they did anything to get better. They didn't do any trades, any big things. They just kept the same team. I don't think they're a bad team, but I think they only made it so far last year because of all the injuries, because there's so many people were missing. I think they're gonna be there though. Now it's gonna be tough in here now because I really like New Orleans. I'm gonna put them at 6. I'm gonna put New Orleans at 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna put New Orleans at 5. My number 14, I'm going with Golden State. I think Golden State is a great team. They do have a chance to be the number 1 team. They're not gonna be the number 1 team this year because I think that we got something coming, man. I think, and then this is regular season. We only talking regular season. We're not talking the champion. Who's gonna actually win the conference championships? All that. We're talking regular season. So 4, I'm gonna go with New Orleans. 3, I'm going with OKC. I'm sorry, no, 4, I'm going with the Warriors. 3, I'm going with the Lakers. Go the Lakers at number 3. I think they're gonna have a bounce back season.
Wow, big. That's big.
I think the Lakers are gonna be number 3. I think they're gonna have a great back season. The few pieces that they bought to go with what they have, man, bring Kendrick Nunn back. He's gonna have a great season. I can't never remember that kid, Walker.
Lonnie Walker.
Man, that dude is a hooper, man.
Yeah.
That dude is a hooper.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned him.
A bunch of guys they didn't have last year, man. They got pieces that can come off the bench and play well.
They brought in Toscano Anderson too.
If Westbrook takes on that bench role and plays with, oh man, they're gonna be balling, bro. They're gonna be balling. So I really think they have a chance to be number 3. My top 2 teams, man. Number 2, I think Dallas is gonna be there, man.
Dallas?
I think Dallas.
Okay.
I know we're not there yet, but I'm throwing it out there early. I think barring injury, I think Luka's gonna be MVP this year. Just put it out there and not stopping him no more. Luka will be MVP this year. I think for that to happen, they have to be in that top tier. I think they'll be number 2. I really think they're gonna be right there. You know, add Christian Wood. I love Christian Wood's game. He's what they were missing last year. That dude hitting those shots from the corner, banging down low, giving them those extra boards, taking that pressure off of Luka to do so much. Oh man, it's gonna pick and roll. That pick and roll gonna be nasty with him and Luka. That's gonna be nasty. My number 1 team is the Clippers, man. Man, I don't know what y'all been watching, and I know it's only offseason, but Kawhi came back with new legs. It's like they the Wizard of Oz. Kawhi came back with new tree trunk legs. John Wall came back with a new heart. This boy ready to hoop too. I've been watching. He is hooping. Yeah. Not only is he hooping, but he's talking too. And that's the John Wall I remember. John Wall was one of the best stuff talkers. Not only is he a hooper, but he gonna tell I love a hooper that can talk his stuff when he hooping. But to go with, man, I'm a big Paul George guy. I love the Norman kid. Man, Reggie. Man, hey, you see, I'm gushing over I can't believe I'm gushing over the Clippers. But I think because of all of that time off, healing those injuries, getting these guys together, friendship, cohesiveness, man, I think the Lakers are gonna have a great season, man. I think bringing in Wall, man, to go with everything else they have. I really believe this is gonna be a great season for basketball in LA, man. I got the top 4. You got the Clippers, the Lakers, and you got the Warriors. Yeah. I really believe that the Clippers are gonna have a great season before they go into their new stadium. It's like a build-up. It's perfect for them to have that great season going into that new stadium. So
yeah,
and there it is, man.
I can dig it. You got some surprises in there. So as I previously mentioned, I'm gonna go 1 through 10 for mine. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna kick it off with the defending champs, the Golden State Warriors. I think their depth is crazy. I think James Wiseman coming in adds a whole nother piece that they're not ready for. I think Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Moody, their development is going to be key. I like what I see out of them.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'm going to go with your Clippers. I am just as giddy about them. I think the way they are built, they can contend and compete with the Warriors. They are deep at wing. They got a lot going on for them. At number 3, it gets interesting. I'm going with Ja. Ja, they right back up there. I know they didn't do much, but they dogs. They just dogs, and you got to put up a fight when you're going against them. So yeah, that's the Memphis Grizzlies at 3. At number 4, I'm going Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets. I'm going with them coming back and reliving that powerful run they had last go around.
Man, that's the bubble though.
The injuries hurt, but them healthy, I like them at 4.
Okay.
At 5, let's go New Orleans.
You with me?
Go New Orleans.
We both called them at 5.
I like Zion coming back as a whole nother dimension. I think they jump up from 8 to 5.
He is the cheat code of the NBA right now. He is the cheat code of the NBA right now.
Yeah. At number 6, Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
That's they hit. They falling back, but they still a serious playoff team. Dallas number 7. I like what they did. I like Christian Wood. I like Jaden Hardy, but I wonder about some of the chemistry without Jalen Brunson gone. Jalen Brunson, that dog mentality, he got them through a lot of games when Luka was out. What was that, 7? At number 8, I'm gonna go to Timberwolves. Minnesota Timberwolves. I like what they did, and I think they can get up to a top 5 seed, but we just got to see. The loss of Pat Bev, I think, hurts a little bit. Hopefully, he left some good nuggets with those guys.
Who playing? Oh, they got Russell playing point guard.
Yeah, D'Lo though. Well, yeah, that was
in my heart. Underachiever. He got so much game.
Yeah. That was 8. So at 9, I'm gonna go with the Lakers.
Woo! 9?
9. I almost didn't even put. I almost had them missing the play in again, but I'm gonna give them number 9 seed this year. Lakers at 9. And for the last and final spot, scratching and clawing their way in. This one is kind of tough because I see an up and coming team with the Sacramento Kings. I'm gonna give them some love, but Dame, Simons, Jeremy Grant should be strong enough to get a 10 seed. So I'm gonna go Portland right there.
There it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So I got I think come final time, I think the Warriors they win the gauntlet and they go back to the finals. They win the West. Who you got winning the West?
Who I got winning the West? I mean, I could sit here and act jokey. I'm gonna be honest. I think Dallas is gonna win the West this year.
Okay, I like
Dallas. I really like Dallas a lot. I believe in players. I think Luka and them. I think last year showed me a lot, man. They were that close. And I just really, I don't know, man. I want to see how things play out with the Warriors during the season, injury-wise as well. But I want to see because it's a dark cloud over them right now, and I've never seen them play with adversity before. There ain't never been no drama out there before. The whole KD thing, KD was outside. This different. You know, you picked on one of y'all own homegrown guys. I want to see how that works out. But I mean, I think Dallas, being honest, if not Dallas, then I'm gonna go with the Warriors too. I would love to see the Lakers make it out, but it's just tough, man. They got to show us something. The last 2 seasons don't show me. Injury-wise, I don't see. Show me something. You know, show me that y'all can all stay out here, play, and not give up 130 points a night. Like, geez, like that was the biggest problem with the Lakers last year. Defense. Let's see if that can turn around for them. And that's why I'm picking a team like Dallas. Dallas plays great defense. They slow the game down. Luka, I think coming off the summer he had playing so well, bringing in them other pieces, bringing back Hardaway. I mean, from the injury, like I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do out there.
Yeah. All right, so let's go on and swap conferences and head out east. And let's rank this Eastern Conference, this mighty Eastern Conference. What we got?
All right. We'll start from the top to the bottom.
Okay.
Number one team this year, man. I am going to go with the Nets.
Okay.
Like we just talked about a lot, man. Bringing Ben back. Ben's ready to go. A whole season off means a lot. His engine is raring to roar. He's going to be running that ball up and down the court. I see KD averaging a lot. KD's going to be in that top 5 points per game. Kyrie's going to have crazy numbers like he always does. I think he's going to take so much pressure off those guys. I think the Nets will be number one. My number 2 team, I'm going to go with Giannis them this year. I think Giannis is playing with that chip on his shoulder. Giannis got better. A lot of these guys that played overseas this year in those tournaments, man, if you were watching, they got a chance to put some other stuff in their bag. Giannis's jump shot is getting so much more better. He's starting to hit that little mid-range shot, the little 3 from the corner. If he can hit that consistently, if he can shoot anywhere between 45 to 50%, they there. They're going, because he's not going to foul out. He's not going to, he's getting nothing but stronger, and then they brought back the rest of the team. I love their camaraderie. I love how well they play together. I love Bobby Portis. So I got to go Bucks too. 3 this year, I'm kind of in the middle, but I'm going to stick with my guns. And I am going to say that 3 this year will be Philly. I don't see Embiid falling off that much. He's going to be even better. He should have been the MVP last year, if you ask me. Yes, we all know the stretch 5 is that man out there in Denver, and he is a raw player. But I felt like Embiid making it through a full season, not being hurt, playing through the injury, carrying his team, all the crap he dealt with Ben and with James Harden. The kid deserved the MVP last year. He was the first time I think a center was the lead scorer in the league in years. Yeah. And he played his butt off. I remember a couple of games against the Bulls where he just utterly crushed us. So, I really think Philly's going to be right back there. The only reason why I don't think they're better than the other 2 teams above them, because they're deeper. Man, the Bucks are deep. The Nets are deep. Philly's deep, but not as deep as those guys. And we got to see what James Harden's going to bring to the table. If he's just a 16-10 guy, come on, we can get that from anybody. I need to see James Harden triple-double, shaking. And, that might be gone now. Those days might be over. I'm going to keep it moving up. All right, so my number 4 team this year. I'm going to go number 4 team this year is going to be the Atlanta Hawks. I think the Hawks add on Murray to go with everything else they have. Capella coming back from the injuries. Man, they're going to be balling. They're going to have a great team. I love a team with 2 point guards. It opens up the floor. Plus, Trae is a ice-cold shooter. What this is going to do for Trae is give him a chance to out. I think Trae Young will be in the top 5 scoring this season. I think he's going to have a chance because he has to be a point guard and do what he do, but that pressure's off because Murray's a point guard too. And he's a flashy guy. He catches oops. It's going to be, hey, the A is jumping in the A. Just know that. It's going to be, we might see a little bit of that like how when they used to have Josh Smith back in the day. What they used to call it? I forgot what their little nickname was back then.
I forgot their name.
They had Jay Smith. Name they call it. It was something cool.
No, that was Minnesota.
Yeah, but Atlanta it's gonna be some good games in the egg, So going Hawks at 4. My number 5 team. I'm a homer, but I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bulls. I know I'm a homer. I know I believe in the Bulls. Yes. I still believe that that our young guys that we did give up on. I think this is their chance. The one thing the Bulls have never done is continue to develop their own talent. You know this as well as I do. We've watched this for years. We keep guys through their rookie contract, and then we let them leave. Then they go out and they flourish and get better, and they win. And I'm tired of watching it. I wanted them to trade Kobe a long time ago. You stayed on my back last season about it. We stuck through it. We had some ups and downs. We had our good. We had our bad. We need a better season out of him this year. We need him to build from last season. Pat. People are down on Pat now. I'm not giving up on him. Yes, he needs to be more aggressive. but he has the tools to be something great. And this is the chance for him to show it. I believe as long as these guys plus Terry come out and play well, and then especially if we can get, I think we're going to get Ball back this season. I don't think he's going to be gone for the whole season. If we can get him back to go with everything else, I think we're right back there. We kind of had a fall off at the end of last season, but I think we're going to pick that up. I think we can stay steady at about 5. That's what we fell to last year, right?
6.
6. Okay, so we're right. I think we're still going to be right around there. I think our two superstars are going to do their thing. I'm excited to see that pair again together. They looked good last year. I think they're going to be even better this year, you know. So that's why I got that at 5. My Chicago Bulls. Number 6, I am going with the Boston Celtics.
Okay.
I think they have a chance to be a top number 1 team. I'm not going to lie. They have the talent. They made it to the finals last year. Most of the time, a young team like that does that well, they usually come back and play better this year because now they feel better. Like, oh man, we the big boys now. We not a young guy. We might be young, but look what we did to KD. Look what we did to Giannis and them. So you build off that. But I think the NBA, just like the NFL, is one of those places where we might not hit it all, but on the court, it's gonna be a long season for Boston. Them dudes gonna be talking so much stuff to them. It's gonna, you know, so it's like. It's the game. It's the game behind the game. Boston gonna have to deal with a whole lot of chatter the whole season. It's gonna be a lot of chatter, man. And I think they're young. They're not that old. I think the oldest guy on that team is Horford. He's a leader, but you know what I mean. That leader is Terry. It's Tatum and Brown. You know, let's be honest here. So if the leaders are the young guys, that's gonna be tough. That every game they got to deal with that. It's not gonna be about basketball for a full season. I don't think their talent will keep them in there, but I don't think they're gonna be where they belong. You know, I'm sorry if I'm dragging on, but I like to explain why I pick people. All right, I'm gonna go fast enough so we can get it over to you. All right, so my number 17, I'm gonna go with the Hornets. I know they're dealing with a lot. I think this is gonna hurt them that Miles decided to be a dummy over the summer. You know, here on the for my basketball, for my Bulls, we will not believe in domestic violence. We are against that. That boy blew a bag.
He did.
He lost
he
the
really
whole bag.
did.
You know, you not only lost the bag, but you hurt your team because you were starting to turn into a starter. We was enjoying. I was watching Sports Center looking to see what he was going to do that night. I want to see what did he do tonight? Did the ball throw another lob? What's going? You know, you blew all of that. You know, so. You know, hopefully, you know, that gets taken care of. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but that hurt his team. But I still think that they have a pretty talented team. They still got a lot of the same pieces. They drafted well. This is going to open up spaces for other guys to play. I want to see what they can do, though. So I think they're going to be there at 7. At 8, I'm going to go with my Orlando Magic.
Ooh.
That is my surprise team. Because so far, I'm probably right where you want to be on the East. I'm down here in Orlando. I'm seeing a lot. Franz and Hans, I always call them dudes. But you know the kid from Michigan and his brother, what school his brother went to.
Oh, Franz Wagner.
Wagner, bro. Those boys can play. They remind me of that old school Stojakovic or one of those guys. They just got that old school game. They just work hard and they play hard. But they have a nice young nucleus of guys, Suggs and Carter, and I mean I could go on and on. I mean, from it looks like they're gonna be starting. What's the kid's name? With the song about him?
Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba starting at the 3. Imagine what that's gonna look like. Yes, bro. You know I'm down here.
I
Mo
thought
Bamba
Wagner
is
was the
starting
3.
at the 3 for them.
I thought Wagner was the 3. Okay.
Bro, they coming out big, and I believe with a good season with Paolo, like we just talked about. I see a little bit of Melo, you see a little bit of Weber. If Paolo can come out and get him 20 and 10 and some energy, I think Orlando's gonna have a great season, man. I'm excited about Orlando Magic. I know somebody's gonna get left out, but that's how it go. All right, my last 2 teams that's gonna be fighting over that bubble. Who I got left out there, and you see. I have not got to them yet. The Miami Heat.
Wow.
Miami Heat. Now, I do believe Miami Heat can be higher than this. Last year they were. They won the top 3. Miami had a great season. I think the NBA is going to catch up to Miami this year. I do believe that they can still be in that. I think that they can skip over Bulls, Boston, Hornets, Magic. They could be top 5. They could be there. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And if you notice, I'm missing one. So guess what? I'm going to push everybody down, and we stuck. Because guess what I'm going to put at 5 and move everybody else down?
Who that?
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
I was wondering where they were. I hadn't heard their name. I was wondering where they were.
They belong in there. I'm sorry, Cleveland. It's my fault. I got bets out there going against y'all, so I gotta let it go. But I gotta let's be honest here. Bringing in Spider Mitchell changed the dynamics of that team. They already had a great team. They kept a lot to go with him. They still got Allen. They still got Garland. They still got. I love the one kid that they got from Indiana that used to play for the Nets. What's my guy name? The little guard that got. Can't think of his name, but he's over there too. It'll come to us later because he's a hoop.
Yeah,
but,
gotcha.
I'm gonna put them at 5. So Nets 1, Bucks 2, Philly 3, Hawks at 4, Cavs at 5, Bulls at 6, Boston at 7, Hornets at 8, Magic at 9, and coming in last for me is gonna be the Miami Heat. I think one injury and they're done. I'm just being honest, and I'll let you get in it. But I think if Jimmy goes down, they're done. If just like how when they lost, their point guard. Like I love Miami. I think they overachieved last year. I think everybody else got better, and they did.
Yeah, that's a strong top 10 list.
Now let's say your top 10, man, because I know you don't like the top 10. So let's see where you got them at. Let's say your top 10.
All right, my top 10. My number 1. Let's go with Brooklyn. Brooklyn is the number 1 seed. They got a deep roster. I like everything they did this offseason, including getting those guys to come back, Katie and Kyrie, and being healthy. I like the look. Number 2, put Milwaukee back up there. They still in the game. They still strong. At number 3, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia 76ers. Harden isn't what he used to be, but he can still get the job done. He's still a good passer. He can shoot. Maxey may surpass Harden by the end of the year or sometime next year. That's a strong possibility, but they still got a legit big 3, however you look at it. At number 4, I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics. They still had a strong offseason. They added Malcolm Brogdon, who I think is a nice look for that team. Definitely hurts them losing a coach, which why I got them dropping 2 spots from last year instead of going up. But we'll see. Number 5, I got the Cavs. Cleveland Cavaliers. They make my top 5.
Okay.
Number 6, back-to-back seasons, Chicago Bulls avoid the play-in, and they get that top 6 guaranteed.
Great man, I'm thinking alike so far.
Yeah. At my number 7, I'm going down to the ATL, Trae and Dejounte. My number 8, the Charlotte Hornets. I think they still have a good year. They got some good pieces, but they still need a leader. They still need a leader to reel them in. Gordan Heyward, we'll see if he can be that coming back, but there's no guarantee he's going to play the majority of the season.
Yeah.
What was that, 8?
Yep.
Number 9, Toronto Raptors. I want to put them higher because they're young and they're supposed to improve on what they did last year, but the East is just so deep. It's difficult.
It's different now. Wow. You have not said the Miami Heat yet.
I haven't. It's hard to find a slot for them. I don't want to go from
do
1
anything
to
to get
10.
better.
I
They
don't
didn't do
want to
anything
go.
to get better.
They got a nice draft pick, Jokic, but injuries are a problem. Bam and Jimmy miss a lot of games. Can't guarantee them being there, so I'm gonna put them at 10. But it's a deep East. It's a deep East. That 10 could be 45 wins.
That's true. But for them to be top 4 and for us to both see that, it's the writing on the wall over there. Like, I mean, and if you didn't notice, like, think about playing for the Miami Heat. They old school. Like, you can't eat certain things. You got to keep your body weight. They check, like, that ain't no regular basketball team over there, bro.
No,
so you got to be built different to play for them.
For real. I want to put them higher, and I feel bad about that, but it's hard, man. It's too much heat. There's too many young legs out there.
Too much heat out there this season, man.
Too much heat for the Heat.
Yeah. And they didn't do anything to get better.
And I'm going to say the representative of the East in the NBA Finals this year will be the Brooklyn Nets. I think the Brooklyn Nets will win the East this year. They finally pull it together, and it's finally worth it for them. So I got the Nets. I got the Nets Warriors in my finals.
I got Nets Dallas.
Okay. So opening night in the NBA is this Tuesday, the 18th. The season is kicking off with the Warriors and the Lakers and the Sixers and the Celtics. We got a strong opening night. What are you looking for on this first night?
We have a lot of drama for the first night, don't we? In the first game, we got the punching brothers against the guys that don't like each other. So we get
yeah. The league, the NBA messy. They
get it messy. They get it right too. But no, I'm excited. The NBA 76 seasons, man. We're in our 76th season of NBA basketball. And I'm excited to see the parodies, to see the new matchups, to see, the new rivalries. It's a lot of new rivalries out there now. I'm excited to see where Westbrook is going to go. Is he going to be a Laker fan? I really want to see how that plays out. I want to see, for one, is he coming off the bench and how he reacts. What about you?
Yeah, I definitely want to see how he reacts to coming off the bench, without a doubt. I want to see Lonnie Walker. I want to see if LeBron plays some 4. I like the idea of that. I think him going to the post changes that team up. The Philly-Boston matchup, I really want to see. Philly is a strong contender this year. In Boston, I want to see if they can keep their composure. I want to see what this assistant coach, see what he got in him.
And if nothing else, I know it's not the first game, but I can't wait to see Ben Simmons' first game in Philly.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one. So, closing thoughts on this season?
Excited, man. Excited. LeBron's 20. Is it 20th or 21st?
1 million.
Is what?
It's LeBron's 100th season.
It's 100?
Yeah. Yeah. Celebration. It's a celebration.
I mean, like, dude, the first time he take off from the free throw line, like, I mean, I don't care what nobody says. To see a guy still doing that year 20, that's amazing to me. Just to see what basketball is going, where it's gone since I became a fan, to see the new young stars. I'm excited to see what Zion's going to be like this year. I'm really excited to see him out there. And Luka. I'm really excited to see what Luka's bringing to the table this season.
Yeah, no doubt. And closing thoughts for me, I'm excited about everything that's coming down, that's about to happen in the league this year. And a bit of sad news that I heard this morning. Dikembe Mutombo has a brain tumor. So thoughts and prayers with him. Hopefully he recovers.
Man, the best rolling Geico commercial ever. No.
I don't know exactly when this episode will air. So hopefully by the time it does air, that there will be an improvement from him. God willing.
Yeah. One of the best centers of all time, man.
Yeah.
One of the best centers of all time.
So, yeah. And with so much parity around the league this year, hopefully it can be one of the most fun seasons in the history of the game, man, from the sport. And it'll give us plenty to talk about, man, from us here at the On My Hoops podcast.
Yo, let's go.
It's time to ball. Peace.